AfterBuzz TV, starting place to the likes of WWE female superstars Kathy Kelly, Sonya Deville, and Zelina Vega, proudly presents Women's Wrestling Weekly, the world's first podcast and YouTube series dedicated exclusively to women's wrestling, featuring all the latest news as well as interviews with top superstars in the industry. And now, AfterBuzz TV's own gorgeous lady of wrestling, TK Trinidad.
Bonjour, you're watching Women's Wrestling Weekly, the #1 women's wrestling show on the planet. My name is TK Trinidad, aka the Canadian Assassin, and I'm probably going to say this a couple more episodes just because, just in case you didn't watch the other ones. Shout out to Evan T. Mack, former co-host of the show, currently with WWE, so shout out to him. America's Straka sweetheart, Coco Cena. Really, really proud of him.
Congrats.
We're going to see more from him, I am sure. But today, joining me is Kings County Cooks Kids Cooking in Kenya.
That works. I never been to Kenya, but...
Flobito.com.
What up, TK? So glad to be here.
Thank you for joining me.
I know you're the Canadian Assassin.
I assassinate the name. And hailing from the Valley of LA, we have Emily May in the building, guest co-host for today.
What's up? Hey guys, happy to be here.
Thank you for joining me, and we're going to do Star of the Week and some other good stuff, but first we're going to start with an amazing interview like we always do. I'm so excited for this interview. This is her second time on the show. She has been in the game for 20 plus years, a WWE legend. Too many championships to count or name. We'll just be talking through the championships for like 45 minutes, so we're not going to do that. Please welcome Jazz.
Hey.
How are you doing?
I'm good. How's everyone?
Good. First off, I just want to say thank you. I know I did it on off air, but I want to say thank you publicly. You're a little bit under the weather, and you still went through with the interview. That is gangster to me. So I really, really appreciate it. Because some people are like, you know what, I'm sick.
You.
Like one cough is like, I can't do it.
Yeah.
But, so I really appreciate you for coming on. But let's kind of get into it. So a couple months ago, you announced that you're dropping your title because of some health issues. You don't have to, state what the health issues are. We just want to make sure that you are all good. Obviously, we saw you in AEW earlier on this month, or what month were we in? October, September.
Yeah.
We saw you in AEW within the last 8 weeks, so you're obviously good to be in the ring. But is everything all good and clear for you?
Yes, health-wise, I'm good. I actually got cleared from my doctor probably, I would say, 3 weeks prior to the AEW pay-per-view. So, yes, everything is good health-wise.
Nice.
Good to hear.
And
thank God.
Thank goodness. So in the particular case with AEW, has there been any announcements as far as you going to be like permanently on the show, or are you going to be dabbling in and out? What's the whole thing with that?
There's really been no discussion as far as that goes, but no, there was no contract signed. Everyone's been asking me that. No contract. Honestly, I'm coming to an end as far as my in-ring work.
Okay.
It's coming to an end. I just turned 47 in August, so
Congrats.
What do you mean?
it's
Black
time
girl proud,
for me
though.
to, yeah.
I mean,
So it's time for me to say it's enough, So right now I'm a trainer at a wrestling school, hybrid school of wrestling, and I love being a coach, and that's what I would love to do. I love to give back.
Okay.
So if I sign anything, it would most definitely be me being a trainer / coach. That's my passion right now. That's what I want to do.
So is there like one more championship run in you that you feel like that would be the best way to finish? Like, getting the NWA belt one more time?
One more match.
Are you going to
I
re-challenge?
say I'm at the end, so you never know. I may do one more big thing before I hang up the boots for good. So I don't know yet.
Okay, so you're thinking about retirement, and it sounds like you're about 80% sure that it's going to happen within the next 6 to 12 months.
Yeah.
I mean, you look amazing. I was watching your match with Taya Valkyrie. I think it was Women's Night Out, and I mean,
Yes.
I didn't see. You were going, but
Yeah.
I understand.
Please don't go.
Yeah.
Please don't.
Send out a tweet if you don't want Jazz to retire.
Yeah.
So you had mentioned that you're delving more of a training in the next generation of performers or superstars. It's just, I got to see, do you have goals set for that? Like, what would be the ultimate fulfillment there on that end of your career?
Again, it wouldn't bother me which company it would be for. Obviously, I would love to work with either WWE or AEW, either one. Honestly, like I said, any company. If anyone contact me right now today and they offered me a contract, I would probably turn it down. Wrestling, but I would most definitely put the offer up as far as being a coach. And maybe do appearances here and there in the ring, but nothing full time. Nothing full time in the ring.
And what's your relationship with WWE at the moment?
At the moment, I have no relationship with the WWE. Honestly, none whatsoever.
We'll see.
But you know how things can change with the blink of an eye.
This is true.
It may not be going on today, but tomorrow's a different day.
Very true.
Yeah,
and that's how this business is too. You that's just how it is. Like I say, no relationship today, but tomorrow, next week, I may get a call or whatever. But this is what I'm trying to put on the table.
Kind of going back and talking about the training you're doing with these new up and coming wrestlers, I would love to know some advice you can give young wrestlers out there that want to get involved in this industry, and what they need to do and what they need to look forward to, and some challenges they might need to watch out for.
Well, yeah, the game has never really changed as far as how you get into the business. Of course, you got to find a productive school with credible trainers, But what I like to tell all the girls these days that's coming in and that are still in right now is just try to protect yourself. Stop doing all these crazy moves. They look at me and like, okay, you've been in the game for 20 plus years. I'm like, yes, but I didn't do anything stupid to jeopardize my career, jeopardize my body. Because what I've learned over the years, this business loves you when you're in it, but the moment you kind of step away, sometimes you're forgotten about, so it's not really worth you to go out there and jeopardize your body to the extreme, because it's already a pounding on your body. I mean, your body's not meant to do this. You wasn't born to wrestle. It's not meant to take all these bumps and bruises, but unfortunately, the love for the business, and that's what comes with it. So I just like to tell the girls to just really be smart of what you try to do inside the ring.
What aspect, again, going back to the whole training idea, but what aspect of the art form that new recruits don't get as much? I feel like every generation there's someone that picks to a wrestler they like and they say, I want to emulate that person. The game has changed, but even though we're not trying to hurt our bodies by falling on our necks or whatever, is there anything we're missing as far as character work, as far as like bodybuilding, as far as stretching?
Well, of course, you have to work out. You need to work out. Yes, and stretching most definitely. But when you're in the ring, I like to tell my girls, too, it's all about telling a story that the fans can follow. You going in there doing big moves, taking big bumps, that doesn't mean anything. It's not worth it, Why take 3 Germans for you to and get back up and run a spot? It's like 3 Germans, that should damn near be a 3 count, I just like to tell the girls to just be smart, be very smart. Not only be careful. You can't go in there and wrestle everyone the same. I'm not going to go in there and take 3 Germans from some green girl, you know what I mean? So you have to be careful what moves you decide to do and you take them from.
Now, you mentioned a potential retirement. Now, AEW is going to be on air starting next week or next couple of weeks. Is there have you been in talks with AEW as far as potential, you're not like fully signed and you don't want to do that, any potential appearances that we can look forward to?
No, not at the moment. Okay. But all they said was they thanked me for being a part of the pay-per-view, and they said that they were most definitely gonna reach out to some of the girls for later appearances. So don't know if I was included with that or not, but it was so great. Oh my God, it was just so great to just come down that ramp and just hear the fans. It was such an adrenaline rush. It really was.
Yeah, so take us through that when you got the call from AEW and what they wanted from you and like how you made that work, because that promo was all your promos as of late. Well, let's say just over career, but that last one was just like. Yeah. Gave me goosebumps as you usually do. Like, what was that process?
And I came out with a different look. So a lot of people had seen the bald. Mm-hmm. So it was just something different. But no, Brandy Rose reached out to me and she asked me, was I under contract with anyone, NWA or anything? And I was like, no, as of now, no, I'm not. She was like, well, cool. I want to see if you're interested. We're interested in having you being a part of our Battle Royal. And I was like, well, yeah, who would say no, first of all, So, and that's just how it happened. And they brought me in to do the vignette. And the whole time I was thinking, I was like, okay, what could I do that would be like the people to go like, bam, oh yeah, she's back. And of course I had to go with my old school quote, the bee is back.
And then I think it was Jake the Snake Roberts was like dealing out the cards. Like that whole promo was amazing.
Yes, it was pretty nice. It was pretty cool, and everyone there was so overwhelmingly being nice and made everyone feel welcome. They didn't make you feel like just because you're not on contract, you shouldn't be there or you're just a visitor. They made everyone feel at home and very comfortable. So that's one thing I loved about AEW, because I've seen, while I was in WWE, I've seen people come in, outsiders come in for tryouts or for appearances that's not on contract, and if you and wasn't a name, and sometimes they could make the people feel,
unwelcomed.
Yeah, unwelcome, and it's such an intimidating place as it is, So, but that's how I've always been. I've always tried to make everyone feel welcome and feel comfortable. When I was in WWE, the girls would come to tryouts. I would be the first one to get in the ring and work with them and give them that boost and make them feel like, okay, if you're meant to be here, let's show them. So I've always been about giving back, always.
Absolutely. I know the majority of your career you worked under the Jazz moniker. Just from performer to performer, how do you keep that fresh over such a long storied career? Kept it from being stale or being considered as passé? How is your performer? How do you approach that?
Well, I always try to be different, and my different is so different that I try not to do anything someone else is doing in the ring, and which that's hard because, wrestling is wrestling, and everyone duplicates moves and everything, but I'm still the same Jazz you saw in WWE 15, 18 years ago. I'm still that person. Nothing has changed about me. My style is that's what I bring to the table, my style, and it's totally different from everyone else.
So, again, hypothetically, your retirement is coming up soon within the last 6 to 12 months. Do you have a bucket list? Like, if you can, any promotion, a bucket list of matches that you would like to have before the official date of your retirement?
Oh, wow, of course. I would love to tag with Awesome Kong. I would love to tag with Jacqueline. These are my dream matches and we would wrestle anyone. I wouldn't care who it is. But, for Awesome Kong and I to tag, oh my God, how epic would that be?
That is so possible. I can taste that. It's so possible. We had her on the show and her story is amazing too, so go and check that out. But that would be amazing on AEW.
Let's make it happen.
Oh my gosh. Yes. We'll just put it in the universe.
So many people say they want to see us one-on-one, but I'm like, the money would be us tagging. That's money in the bank right there. Mm-hmm. Two powerhouses. Oh my God.
Yeah, I'll pray for the limbs of your opponents. That sounds
Woo! I don't want to be on the receiving end of that.
Absolutely. Just a quick question. I'm just curious about the other side of things. What is, you would say, the most inspirational thing a fan has ever done for you at an appearance or a signing or during an event night?
Well, just having, I can't think of nothing that really stands out, but everyone always, they come up and tell me, these young girls and even little bitty girls, they're so inspired by me because I'm one, like I said, I started, in the late 90s, and to still be in the industry and still be relevant for so many years, even though I dip in and dip out, dip in and dip out. When I dip in, it's like I'm coming back just like I left. It's like I've never been out of the game, never been out of the ring. So, just to have the ladies just to tell me I'm such an inspiration and I'm the reason why they want to wrestle and how I help, break down so many barriers and especially being a woman of color, and back in the 90s there wasn't that many, so that alone was just an accomplishment.
Do you think it's easier now for a woman in general and a woman of color to enter the industry?
Yes, it is. Yes, it is. It is a little bit easier, a lot easier, because there's so many women nowadays in the industry, and they're so good. It's just, I just be in wow when I see these girls and how many women. Oh my God! I had to wrestle men because there were no women. So. It's just amazing, and that's what I'm loving about this industry right now is like women are really, really making a statement, and we're showing that we've been belonging in this business, and we should always have been on top, and it's a great feeling.
As far as the women's revolution, where do you hope to see, I mean, obviously from when you started your career to this point, even the last maybe 5 years, it's been kind of this crazy rise. We're seeing a lot more women. We're approaching our 100th show for Women's Wrestling Weekly, and only a few people have, hit their second time, you being one of them, on the show. Where do you hope to see women as far as wrestlers?
What was your question?
Where do you hope to see women as far as evolving as wrestlers in the industry?
Where do I want to see them?
Is there anything else for women to do or accomplish?
No, just keep giving us opportunities to main event, shows and big shows, manias. Let us, when I was in WWE, our ratings were really good during the women matches, and unfortunately, they wasn't happy with that, but it's a new day and time, new era, and now we're getting the opportunity to be number one. We're getting that opportunity to show that we can main event. So it's just kudos to all the women in the industry. And girls, thank y'all for continuing to show respect and to earn that respect. It's just, wow. Sometimes I'm speechless because of it, because it's come so far from where it used to be. We used to just be looked at as tits and ass, and we've crossed over that barrier, and now we're kicking ass.
Nice. Clip that one out.
Yeah, exactly. Absolutely. What's, in your opinion, what's one of, or just a few of the women's wrestling legends that us fans, we don't talk about enough that contribute to the art form in the sport?
That doesn't, not talked about enough?
Yeah, not being acknowledged.
Wow. Well, myself is one.
Oh, yeah, for sure.
But again, I'm not on social media a lot. I'm not just, I'm a mom, a wife. I have a shoot job. I go to work every day. So, my life is a little different right now. I can't, honestly, if I had to live on social media the way these girls do, I don't think I could. I really don't. So I would say Jacqueline, she's one. Oh my God. Wow. Let me see. Who else? But all these other women, they're on social media and they're out there, so they're getting a lot of recognition. I can't think of too many. I can't really think of too many because the fans, true wrestling fans, they don't forget.
Yeah.
They do not forget. So, that was, Tommy Dreamer said that to me the night of AEW. He was like, Daz, It was like it's so cool how wrestling fans they don't forget. It's like you haven't been on TV in so many years, but yet still when you walked out, you got a huge pop. Like fans just they don't forget, and I love that about wrestling fans. They really don't. They do not forget. They always show love and recognition. And if you're on social media, of course, you're more out there and they're seeing you and hearing you a little bit more. So, but the ones that are not true wrestling fans, they remind you.
Well, we really, really appreciate you for being on the show. Like I said, even like last year was, I still get goosebumps from the interview from last year because we were just so hyped that you came on the show. Again, thank you so much. I hope you feel better. I'm looking forward to the last few matches, especially the one with Awesome Kong. We're going to put that in the universe for you. The last few matches before your possible retirement, but you might be going for another 5 years. We don't know. We'll see what happens.
Never know.
We never know.
Never know.
You know, black don't crack, so you know it's
But
possible.
one thing I'm gonna do a retirement tour. So I'm sure I have probably 150 girls that's gonna try to work me before I actually retire.
Yes,
Yes, that would be amazing.
That would be
It would be a
amazing.
long retirement.
Yeah.
And that's the thing, and that's so cool. I love that. You know, so many girls are like they want to work me before I'm retired or I'm completely done with the business, because they say we never really retire.
Yep, that's true.
And that right there just give me goosebumps. That so many women, just and young ladies just offer and wanting me to have matches with them. So, I've done something great in my life besides have kids. So,
married as
I'm happy
well,
with that.
wife as well. But yeah, I mean, that's what every time you've been on the show or we play any of your clips, people are just really excited. And the one thing that I've noticed through your career is you've been consistent. You didn't do, you didn't play to what people wanted you to be, and you've been consistent through your career, which has been an example for female wrestlers now. So they're patterning essentially what you were doing back then. So that's really to be, acknowledged and commended for. So we really appreciate that.
Thank you.
Thank you so much for coming on the show. We look forward to all 150 or 200 matches. Just in case people are not following you on social media, even though you are not on very often, let them know where you can find you.
Yes, I'm on Facebook with my shoot name, Carlene Beckno. You can also catch me on Twitter at Phenom_Jazz. Not on Snapchat. I'm not on Instagram. So
you need to
want to
on
reach out to me,
Instagram.
hit me up on Twitter.
Thank you so much for coming on. We really appreciate it. I hope you feel better.
Thank you. And when I do retire, and that's my retirement, you'll be the first one I contact.
So much love is coming your way right now. You don't even know.
We're going to break the news here.
We're going to break the news here. Thank you so much. Like I said, I hope you feel better.
Thank you, guys.
Right.
Feel better. Thank you.
Bye.
All right, so
Thank you. Take care.
So we're going to hit the Star of the Week real quick.
Pro Wrestling Star of the Week.
That's right, it's time for Star of the Week. Star of the Week, powered by CenterInCompany.com. Center in, look beyond the obvious. Today's Star of the Week is Madison Eagles. Eagles considered one of the greatest female sports entertainers of all time. Born June 5th, 1984 in Sydney, Australia, she was trained by Claudia Casanelli, a.k.a. Cesaro, and Mike Quackenbush. A decorated career spanning over 20 years, she is a former two-time Shimmer Women Athlete Champion, an Australian native, but she's also wrestled stateside with promotions such as Shine and Stardom in Japan. In 2011, she was announced as one of the 50 Pro Wrestling Illustrated's Women's Top 50 without being signed by major promotions at the time, like WWE, which is pretty big. Currently works as a head coach at PWA, at Pro Wrestling Australia. She found a way to have her career for herself and elevate the career of others. And for that, you are this week's Star of the Week, Madison Eagles.
Awesome. Yay.
Thank you guys for joining me. Thank you guys for watching us. Without you guys, we wouldn't be the #1 women's wrestling show on the planet. If you are watching us on YouTube, make sure you hit that subscribe button on AfterBuzz Sports and Wrestling. On iTunes, give us 5 stars or better, Spotify, all that good stuff. Leave us your comments. We really want to hear what you have to say. And if there is anybody that you want to see on the show, please let us know. And here's another way of helping us get along and booking these guests. tag them to our Instagram page or Twitter page at WPW Weekly. Just say, hey, you would be amazing on the show because this show is awesome, and two awesome things should be together. I'm just saying. So Flobito.com. Where can people find you?
You can find me on Twitter at FloboBoys, on Instagram at Flobito, and of course, Flobito.com. What?
Yay!
And Emily May, hailing from the Valley.
What? And we have three great things together right now.
Yeah.
You can find me on Twitter and Instagram at Emily May Heller, and hit me up. Let's talk wrestling. Let's talk Dodgers. Let's talk sports. Everything.
Yeah.
Thank you so much for coming on the show for guest co-hosting.
Not a problem. Excited to be here.
Kings County Cook Kid.
Kings County Cook Kid from Kenya. Thank you guys for joining. My name is TK Trinidad. You can follow me on everything at TK Trinidad. Till next time, ciao.
From executive producer Kevin Undergaro, producer TK Trinidad, and me, Maria Menounos, we would like to thank you for tuning in to Women's Wrestling Weekly. To help TK, the crew, and women's wrestling in general, we ask that you subscribe, rate, and comment on Women's Wrestling Weekly at Apple Podcasts, and subscribe to our AfterBuzz TV wrestling channel on YouTube for this and other outstanding wrestling content. Buzz you later! To help TK, the crew, and women's wrestling in general, we ask that you subscribe, rate, and comment on Women's Wrestling Weekly at Apple Podcasts, and subscribe to our AfterBuzz TV wrestling channel on YouTube for this and other outstanding wrestling content. Buzz ya later!